Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Nate's Pink Bookshelf. I know I haven't made a video in forever and things will be changing. My little one is 3 years old, so he will be starting school in September, and I'll be able to have more time to record videos, book reviews, and hauls and stuff like that. Just because I don't really get enough time to do that when he's here, because when he's here, he wants to get on camera, and I really can't have him on camera when I'm making these kind of videos. So definitely know that September there will be a lot more videos coming. But I'm finally making this video. You guys, I've been trying to make this video for forever. I've had these books for forever. I've read these books at least 2 to 3 times already, and it's insane. It's literally insane. And this author is coming out with a new book in September, and I'm freaking excited for it, you guys. Freaking excited. Like, my heart is pounding. That's how excited I am for her new book to be released. But this is going to be, as the title says, on the Werelock Evolution series by Hettie Ivers. And you guys, the series is life. It is amazing. It is bae. It's everything right now. It's probably one of my all-time favorite paranormal series so far of this year. Like, it's top ranked right now, like the top #1. I don't think there's anything that has topped it since I've read these books. Like, just nothing. But I'm gonna show you guys the books. We're gonna discuss the books. I'm not gonna get into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I may do spoiler type reviews, but I don't want to spoil it. So I'm gonna show you guys these. But before I get into those, I do want to say that Hettie Ivers and her sister do have a mug line where they make clear base mugs with gold foiling on them. They have 3 out right now. I have all 3. They're in the kitchen right now. I don't want to go get them. I'm sorry. But I will try to insert pictures here of the ones that I have. The first one I got was the Reading is Sexy, which you can see here. Super cute mug. Super cute. The next one was Size Matters, which you guys can see the mug here. Do you see how gorgeous it is? Gorgeous. And then the other one is the one that says Hello Gorgeous. And I mean, what girl isn't obsessed with something that has gold foil that says Hello Gorgeous? You can use it for coffee, you can use it for tea, hot chocolate, juice, water. I literally drink out of it with, I use it to drink everything with, if that makes sense. Yeah, I use it literally on a daily basis. I love these mugs. They range from about 13 ounces to 16 ounces, if I'm not mistaken. About $18, $20. They are sold on Etsy, so I will leave a link down below where you guys can check them out because they're super cute. They also have an Instagram, which will be linked down below. So I definitely suggest you guys check out their clear mugs. They're perfect to go with any reading time. Like, perfect. But into this review, before I get into the review, if you're interested in these glasses, I did get them from Firmo.com. I will leave a link down below to where I got it from. I did review these glasses already on my main beauty channel. So you guys, if you are interested in seeing the review on that and more information, I will leave a link to that video somewhere on the screen. But let's get into this. So, Hettie Ivers, she's amazing. Her writing is just flawless. Her characters in this Werelock Evolution series is flawless. Now, I might say trilogy throughout this video because there is going to be a series, but I think the next 2 books are companions to the first 3, and the first 3 books are like on the main 2 characters. So if I say trilogy, that's why, but it's really a series. Book 4 is coming out, and it is called No Light, and it is on one of the other characters named Alicus. So, now that we got that out the way, let's get into this review. I don't want it to be too long, and like I said, I don't want to spoil it, so I'm gonna try to be as detailed as I can without spoiling any information. So I'm gonna start off showing you guys the old covers because I have the old covers and the new covers. So starting off with the first book. The first book is called Slip of Fate, and here is the cover for that. Super cute and girly. I love it. So freaking darling. The next one is Fear the Heart, which gorgeous. And book 3 is called Revenge of the Wrong, and I loved this cover. Like, this was probably my favorite cover of all 3. Okay. So here's how the spines look, and I just love it. Okay, I love it. I do. Now, let's get into these hunkalicious new covers. Okay, so y'all ready? I don't think y'all ready. Are you ready? Because I was like ecstatic when I got these covers. do you guys see him now? He is supposed to be Alex. At least in my opinion, I think this is Alex. And Alex is one of the main characters that I'll discuss in a few. But, Drew Worthy. Guys, do you see? Okay, let's compare. Sorry about that, you guys. That was house phone that rung. But, yes. So, comparing the two covers. Here's the old one. Slip of Fate. And this is supposed to be Melina, which is the main character. And here's the new cover. And this is supposed to be Alex. Melina? Alex. I prefer Alex. I'm just saying, like, this is goodness. And right? Okay. Fear the Heart is just it's too sexy. I'll give you guys a minute. Do you see that? Do you see? Let's give you a pan motion. Do you see? Bam. I can't. And then Revenge of the Wrong, which is the third book. Now, there is a novella. And it's called Girl from Jasora. And the novella is about Alicus and, what was her name? Lupe. Alicus and Lupe. And Kai as well. So that is what this one is about. And I would highly, highly recommend you read the novella, because when the third book gets really deep into it, you're gonna want to understand who Lupe is and her daughter and how everyone is connected. So I highly suggest reading this, because this gives you that background information about Alicus, Lupe, and Kai in Jasora. So read it. But do you see the muscle? Okay. Moving along. So that was Girl from Jasora. Alright. So Slip of Fate. Before I get into this, I do want to say that this is more of a new adult paranormal romance. I don't know why I said that, but paranormal romance. And this is all about Melina. She is 18 years old, or I think she was either 18 at the beginning or turning 18 towards the end. One of those. But she's basically kidnapped, and she's brought to the Rentino Pack, and then her life just takes a turn from there. So I'm going to read the synopsis and discuss the first book. So it says, Slip of Fate, Hettie Ivers. He's a spoiled alpha used to getting whatever he wants. She's a stubborn 18-year-old determined to disappoint him. Finding love at first sight with your fated soulmate sounds so romantic, unless, of course, that mate happens to be your brother's sworn enemy and the overbearing alpha werewolf Werelock, who has taken you hostage. And that is what a Werelock is, a werewolf and a Werelock. Things get complicated in this twisty enemies to lovers trilogy about an American girl who stumbles upon forbidding paranormal circumstances when she travels to Brazil and finds herself at the center of a blood feud between rival South American werewolf packs, or Werelock packs. The task of taming a formidable drop-dead sexy Werelock has never been so hard and so hot. Let me just say, one thing I love about this trilogy within the series is that though it is a paranormal romance, and though it is heavy in the sexual intensity, there is barely any sex, like physical blown sex. The sex doesn't really happen until the third book, which I think is really amazing, because a lot of the paranormal romance novels I read, the characters immediately are having sex. Like, they're having sex through and through. But with Melina and Alex, they really didn't have intercourse until that third book, and it was intense nonetheless. Now, there was a little bit of foreplay throughout the first and the second book, a lot of sexual innuendos and conversation, but full-blown sex didn't take place until that third book, and I really just loved the build-up of it, because when it did happen, it was just like, yes, like, thank you, Lord, amen, hallelujah. But, quick info on the first book. So basically, Melina is kidnapped by a guy named Felix for trade. Felix wants to trade Melina for the safety of his son, which goes completely left side, like completely fails, because the alpha, who is Alex, ends up realizing that Melina is his soulmate. But for some reason, he instantly does not like her, and she fears him. So right then, they have a love-hate relationship off the back. Because they're soulmates, and Melina, who is supposed to be human, and then you have Alex, who is a Werelock, right? But as you go further into the book, we find out that Melina is not really human at all. Like, not at all. She is secretly a Werelock. And she undergoes her transition to a Werelock because she holds this blood curse of Jacqueline, which actually belongs to the Rencinos, which is Alex's pack. Alex's name is Alex Rencino, so the Rencino pack is a rival to the Sibeltas, which is another South American Werelock pack. So there's a lot of history going on between the Sibeltas and the Rencinos, and Melina is caught in the middle because she is now with the Rencinos. Her family were with the Rencinos, but for some reason she has this blood curse that is from the Sibeltas' relative, Joaquin. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but I'm just the way I read it was Joaquin or Joaquin. But yeah, I absolutely love the characters. Melina is badass. She does not bite her tongue. She fights back. She's very spunky, and I love it. Alex was just everything. He is such a dominating character. He's used to getting everything he wanted, everything. And now he has this girl who is supposed to be his soulmate. He knows it's his mate, but he doesn't want to acknowledge it. And just watching the battle between the two of them was funny. Because Alex, his human form, didn't accept Melina, but his wolf form loved Melina, like was obsessed with her, which I thought was funny. Alex. So then we have Alecus, which is Alex's older brother, who used to be the alpha before Alex, and now he is, what is, Alecus is something like an elder or something like that in the book. But Alecus is such a perverted person. If you guys check out Girl from Gisora, which is about Alecus and Lupe and stuff, you guys will know Alecus is a pervert, like straight up perv through and through. He will always be a freaking perv, but I love him because though he's a perv, he's not a creepy perv. He's more of like a funny perv, but you still love him because he's a sweet guy. Kai, he's the doctor of the pack. I love Kai. Kai is so amazing. He was life. Then you have Remy. Remy was a pretty cool dude. I loved him. He was also one of the brothers of... I can't get their names. It's just too much with their names. Alex. Okay, so there's Remy, Alex, Alecus, and Alexandra. I think her name was Alexandra. They're all related, but they're like half siblings. And I think the only full siblings are Alexandra and Alex, I think. If it's wrong, I'll put it on the screen exactly who the real siblings are. But they're basically, the four of them are half siblings some way, somehow. And it's just amazing just to see how they all interact and how they all mesh together and how it all flows and stuff. And I really liked it. I really liked it. And I'm going to read a scene for you guys because it was funny. Like, it was just too much for me. I'm trying to find it. Okay. So this is at the end when Melina is basically turning into a Werelock, and she is about to open her eyes because she was in a lot of pain from the transition. So we have Alex. It says, when Alex abruptly shifted me in his laps and tipped my face fully up to his face. There she is, he groaned, his fingers simultaneously caressing and imprisoning my face as my sight fully returned. There's my beautiful blue-eyed girl. As my newly recovered and unmistakably improved vision feasted on the sight of Alex's handsome features, gazing down at me, a fresh blush stained my cheeks. He truly was a devastatingly gorgeous man, but beyond that, for the first time, I caught sight of something else glimmering in the depths of those bottomless, dark eyes of his, and it thoroughly stunned and petrified me. I blinked, hoping it would disappear when I looked a second time. So the fact that she had to blink a second time just to make sure she wasn't bugging out was funny. Nope, it was still there, reflecting brazenly back at me in a manner that stirred my very soul, as well as another emerging part of me. I blinked again. Oh, holy crap balls. What? He asked, his lips curving into a perfectly entrancing, adoring smile. I shook my head within gentle hold of his warm fingers and opened and then shut my mouth again, blushing frantically. His brow pinched. What is it, baby? You can tell me. I shook my head stupidly again, utterly, unequivocally at a loss for words. I felt everyone's eyes on me and turned an even deeper shade of mortified schoolgirl. It's okay, Melina. Alecus's reassuring bass came to the rescue of my rattled senses. Alex's face scares most people up close like that. I'm sorry, I just love Alecus because he's always picking on Alex. It's funny. Alex's black eyes rolled heavenward before returning to behold mine with a gentle expectancy. Talk to me, he coaxed, please. The sense of my own very tangible, profound terror only further served to humiliate and upset me. So I did the only thing any normal 18-year-old abductee surrounded by supernatural freaks and on the verge of becoming one would do upon realizing that she was unwittingly falling in love with the most evil one of them all. I screamed. Hysterically. I screamed my motherfucking head off. And I accidentally just set the whole fucking kitchen on fire, discovered a spider the size of a mouse in my bed, kind of screamed my fucking head off. How the fuck else was I supposed to handle such a disturbing epiphany? And then it says to be continued. That ending left me wanting to read the next book because it was just like, these two have this love-hate relationship. Melina hates Alex because he's her kidnapper and he's basically keeping her hostage. And he killed Felix, which was a guy that did kidnap her. But then you have her now turning into a wolf and she's realizing that she does have a connection to him. And she's just like confused. So I just freaking loved the writing of it. Just amazing. Amazing. And especially because you can tell that Alex really cares for Melina, but for some reason he's a douchebag to her. So then you have Fear the Heart, which is the second book, and I'll read the synopsis for that. It says, guarding the heart is no simple matter. The mating bond between werewolves can be a real bitch. Just ask soon-to-be werewolf Melina Caro, who was fated to spend eternity with her brother's archenemy and about to enter her first heat cycle. That was funny. The heat cycle scenes in here were freaking hilarious. It says, as Alex steps up his seduction attempts, Melina uncovers more startling truths kept from her since birth, leaving her at a loss as to whom to trust and what to believe. And to make things worse, there's that not so simple matter of an ill-fated blood curse that's blossoming to life within her, threatening to unlock a reign of darkness upon the world. When Melina's heat cycles kicks into full gear, will she be able to resist the pull of her mating bond and thumb her nose at fate? Being bound to one of the most the most attractive, powerful Werelocks on the planet can't be all that bad, can it? So this one is where the sexual intensity really picks up because now Melina's in her heat cycle and it's basically when she's horny as hell and wants to have sex, but she's a virgin and she doesn't just want to have sex with anybody. So it's kind of interesting seeing her battle within herself. It's freaking amazing. And then it's even funnier to see all the men bug out. I mean, Alex just gets turned on. Even sweet old Kai, because Kai is a sweet, quiet. He's one of the quiet, reserved guys in the book. But he has his moment of weakness where I just had to bust out laughing because it was funny. So quickly, we learn more about Melina's brother, who is Raul. And I hated him. Raul is the worst brother on earth. Melina learns the truth about her family, about who her father and her mother really is. We see that Alex becomes a temporary alpha because Melina's turning and she has this blood curse and it's too much for her to handle. So Alex is able to take some of that power from her until she's able to hone it. So he temporarily becomes the alpha. And it's just funny seeing how Alex is like, just has a pissy attitude towards him. We find that he begins to admit his love for Melina, which I was so happy about when he admitted it and just really poured his heart out to her because he was a douchebag in the first book. The second book, he really pours his heart out. And then we see that Melina learns to accept her wolf because at the beginning she did battle with her wolf. She didn't care too much for anything dealing with her wolf, but she of course learns to accept it. And then we go into the third book, Revenge of the Wrong, which holy hell threw me for a loop. Threw me for a freaking loop with the surprise character in this. What it says is, oracles foretold the ascension of the next vessel that would unleash enough discord and controversy to incite a vicious feud between the strongest of the Werelock species, which is the Sveltas and the Rentinos. Alex is with the Rentinos. The Sveltas is now where Raul is with because they're technically their family. But that it would be the untimely death of a guilty innocent caught between two rival packs that ultimately sparked the great war between these opposing factions. In this highly anticipated finale to the first trilogy in the Werelock Evolution series, Melina Caro will face her greatest challenges yet, torn between her loyalty to her brother and her growing affections for his nemesis, Alex Rentino. Melina vies to salvage some remnant of her former life as she becomes increasingly enmeshed in the bitter feud between packs. In the game of survival amid conniving, bloodthirsty, supernatural opponents, it's the player no one saw coming who will change all the rules, and that is the third book. And holy flipping hell, you guys. That book blew my mind. Just going to give you some quick details without spoiling it. We meet Gabe, who is the pack leader of the Sveltas, who her brother Raul is secretly working for, which I hate. Did I mention that I hate Raul? Okay, I hate this. This video is like 15 minutes. I'm trying not to go over 25. We see that Melina and Alex finally do it in this book. They finally do it. I just want to say that they finally have sex. And on her birthday, nonetheless. Super sweet. We learn more about Lupe and Jasora, and then we meet a mysterious character connected to Kai, which I can't really tell you about, but this mysterious character who is connected to Kai was freaking insane. She's psychotic, and I'm excited to see if she will reappear in the upcoming trilogy to come. But that is pretty much it. My thoughts, I freaking love this paranormal romance. It is freaking bomb.com. I mean, there's magic, there's werelocks. Like, magic werelocks. Magic werewolves, sorry. And I'm a fan of werewolves. I will forever love vampires. I'm a vampire kind of chick. That's just what I love. But werewolves are definitely a second best for me. And real quick, I'm just going to read the synopsis for Girl from Jasora. It says, what if your soulmate was a monster? Would you embrace your destiny or chop his head off in his sleep? That was funny. After escaping the supernatural beast who claimed to be her fated mate, a pregnant 16-year-old Lupe finds refuge with the Rencino Werelock pack, forging a complicated love friendship with both packs' charming former alpha Alicus and the dark pack doctor Kai. This story of Lupe and of how she managed to get Alicus and the rest of Rencino male Werelocks so well wrapped around her little finger. And basically, to understand book 3, you're going to need to read this novella because Lupe is so cute, and you'll understand more about the tension between the Sveltas and the Rencino pack. So, here is what all 4 books look like. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And here's how they all look together. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Can I do it? Can I do it? Here they go. Here's the books. So, I absolutely love this trilogy. I really, really highly suggest you guys check it out. It is freaking amazing. I will leave a link to all my reviews down below, as well as a link to the author's newest book that's coming out, which I cannot wait to get my hands on, because when it comes out, I will be doing a video review for you guys, because I'm excited for that. That one is also a paranormal romance, but it's about aliens, and I cannot wait. So, also check out the cups, like I said. I think their shop is called the Titz Shop, and I know it sounds like tit, but it's T-I-T-Z shop. And to get their glass mugs, super cute mugs. I use them all the time. And yeah, I love this trilogy. It's on my top list right now for my favorites so far out of 2017. But I think that is about it for this video, you guys. This video is like 18 minutes long. I apologize. But definitely stay tuned for more videos. I do have a book haul coming up right after this video, so stay tuned for that. And that is pretty much it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.